much for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of you this evening. I'd like to start by giving my description and my experience about the Tunisian uprising. So being a Tunisian and being in Tunisia specifically last year in December 2010, I had the opportunity to witness one of the biggest events that the Arab region, the Middle East, have witnessed so far in this century. Also it gave me the opportunity to witness one of the biggest events of my life. So on the 17th of December, most of us here are aware of how Mohammed al-Bouazizi, this 26-year-old man, set himself in fire as a reaction of being mistreated by the Tunisian authorities. And myself and everybody on this earth never thought these events would move so fast to lead to a whole Arab Spring. So without going into those details, which are available to most of people now, I just want to say that being in the streets like most of the Tunisians, I have witnessed how people went out asking, having demands, and calling for a change. And talking about the Tunisian people, these people have struggled for decades under a dictatorship, under the regime of Zine al-Abidine Ben Ali, and most of their struggles was about the unemployment, for example. The majority of the university graduates in Tunisia are left without jobs or any source of income. Poverty was very severe in Tunisia. Many cities and towns live under very severe poverty, such as Sidi Bouzid, the hometown of Mohammed al-Bouazizi, the first person to start this uprising. You know, to an extent that, for example, a primary school pupil have to walk for about up to 10 miles to reach a primary school. The corruption was rife in Tunisia, and this is what made people uprise and what made people calling for a change. But one of the biggest struggles of the Tunisians for decades was their Islamic identity as well. So Ben Ali's regime, as well as the previous regime to that, Bourguiba's regime, fought Islam, fought the Islamic identity of the Tunisians for decades, through the jails, through the education, through the media. And I'm not talking here about Islam as a system of political system. I'm talking about even in the the simple aspects of Islam. So talk about myself, for example, living in Tunisia. I was arrested many times. I was taken to police stations just for going to mosques, for example. Women weren't allowed to wear the headscarf, the hijab, which is compulsory in Islam. My mom, for example, I had the experience of my mom once being taken to a police station because she was nearly being jailed because she went to the police station to put a complaint about someone snatching her handbag in the street, going to the police station wearing a headscarf. So this is one of the things that one of the most things that the Tunisians struggled for. So it wasn't surprising for me to, from the very early days of the uprising, seeing that people started calling for Islam to play a role in their social life, in their political life, in their economic life. In many occasions, in Tunis and in different cities, I've witnessed thousands of people calling for to stop the Western interference. Ben Ali, as the trailer we were watching here, was described as one of the best partners of the West. Tunisia was described as one of the most stable countries in North Africa and the Middle East. But people were aware that to liberate themselves from Ben Ali, they also have to liberate themselves from the West, because they have seen the struggle and they have seen the hypocrisy. They have seen the hypocrisy of the Western regimes towards their uprisings. So the French government was talking, they were speaking in the French Parliament just one day before Ben Ali fled the country, saying that Ben Ali is our friend and we have to help him, even if we had to send our army to Tunisia to stop this uprising, this revolution. So it wasn't also surprising seeing people protesting when Hillary Clinton visited the country, to an extent that she couldn't leave her hotel, she couldn't hold any of her meetings, or even holding a press conference in Tunisia. Same happened with Ban Ki-moon and the French ambassador in Tunisia. And also my other experiences in June. In June last year I was in Tunisia. I went to Tunisia to record a short documentary about the Tunisian uprising and the future of Tunisia. And I traveled in so many towns in Tunisia, asking people about what they think, first of all, why they rose up against Ben Ali's regime, and how they see the future of Tunisia. And to my surprise at the time, a Tunisian French film producer launched a new movie in the style of a documentary calling for a secular Tunisia. And that made people furious, made them so angry, they went out in the streets. And what made them so angry is the name or the title she chose for her documentary, which is No Allah, No Sidi, means no God, no master. And people thought this is the same mentality, this is the same faces we're seeing as Ben Ali. So the mentality didn't change, and their Islam will be again always attacked. Again, last few weeks, 3-4 weeks ago, a TV station called Nisma TV broadcasted a movie that mocked God, mocked Allah, and people went out in thousands in the streets. I'm not talking about going out in one street or one town. From the north to the south of the country, from Ben Girdan, from Benzar, from Kirwan, from Sousse, all of them were against this type of thinking, and people didn't leave it there. Now they started to call for real change. They started calling for a system that will protect their identity, protect their religion, protect their values. We're talking about Tunisia. This country is, we've got over 99% of the population is Muslim. Tunisia lived under an Islamic system for over 1,300 years. That's why people went out in the street and chanted that the people, Ashab, yurid tahkim shar' Allah, Ashab, they want the people in Tunisia want an Islamic state. I think I will leave it here as I used all the time. Thank you very much, and I'll be happy to answer any questions afterwards. Thank you.